We are social creatures. We thrive on connection. From birth, we crave touch, gaze, and recognition. This need shapes our interactions and sense of self. Relationships form the fabric of human existence. They weave together our joys, sorrows, triumphs, and failures. Think about the moments that have truly mattered in your life. The birth of a child, a wedding, a heartfelt conversation. These moments are defined by the relationships that gave them meaning. Shared laughter, tears of empathy, and unspoken understanding. Relationships are the essence of being human. To love and be loved, to support and be supported. They challenge us, shape us, and define us. Join me as we explore the world of relationships. Relationships are living, breathing organisms that evolve. Each relationship is unique, shaped by individuals and their experiences. Some relationships flow naturally, while others require effort. Imagine a garden with diverse plants, each needing different care. Relationships, like gardens, need nurturing and adaptation. They bloom with joy and wither, requiring patience and resilience. We must cultivate our relationships with intention and love. We will explore love, communication, forgiveness, and commitment. This journey delves into the full spectrum of human relationships, from passionate to platonic, fleeting to lifelong. Let's embark on this journey into the heart of human connection. Think about the early days of a relationship, the initial spark, the magnetic pull. It's a mix of excitement, anticipation, and nervous energy. We are drawn to the other's energy and unique perspective. This initial attraction, often called chemistry, is complex. We are drawn to similarities and intrigued by differences. As the relationship deepens, the spark becomes a profound connection. We share our inner world, discovering shared vulnerabilities. This alchemy of connection transcends romantic relationships. It's the feeling of being seen, heard, and understood. We all carry a collection of stories that shape our world. In relationships, these stories intertwine, creating unique narratives, shared laughter, familiar routines, and reminiscing about adventures. These stories bind us together, creating a fabric of connection. Moments of laughter and quiet understanding weave this fabric. Shared experiences become part of our collective history. They are landmarks of our relationship, sources of comfort and joy. Sharing stories builds empathy and strengthens bonds. This exchange fosters understanding and deepens connections. Intimacy is more than physical closeness. It's being seen, known, and accepted for who we are. It requires trust, vulnerability, and an open heart. Intimacy is about sharing our inner world without pretense. It thrives on mutual respect, empathy, and understanding. This dance requires effort, communication, and navigating challenges. The rewards are deep connection, love, and belonging. Healthy relationships expand our sense of self. They introduce new ideas and challenge our assumptions. This growth can be exhilarating and challenging. Relationships provide a safe space to explore different facets of ourselves. They offer a mirror to see our strengths and areas for growth. Through loving feedback, we heal, embrace our authentic selves, and grow. In our fast-paced world, we often become distracted. We check phones during dinner, multitask on calls, and scroll social media. True connection flourishes in the quiet spaces of presence. The gift of presence is offering undivided attention. It's about truly listening and engaging in the moment. Presence communicates that the other person is seen, heard, and valued. It creates space for intimacy and authentic connection. In a rushed world, presence is a valuable gift. Relationships, like life, are rarely smooth sailing. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and clashing expectations arise. Navigating these challenges is part of the journey. Imagine a labyrinth with twists, turns, and dead ends. Each turn offers a chance to learn and adjust our course. Relationships can feel like labyrinths at times. We may get lost in arguments and ingrained patterns. These moments are invitations to delve deeper and communicate better. Conflict is not inherently negative. It's a natural part of relationships. How we approach conflict determines its impact. It can be a destructive force or an opportunity for growth. Let's choose to grow and deepen our understanding. We communicate constantly, but effective communication is elusive. We bring different experiences and styles like different languages. Misunderstandings are bound to occur. We may think we're clear, but our words can be misinterpreted. Patterns of communication can hinder rather than help. Effective communication requires empathy and understanding. It's about listening deeply and expressing ourselves clearly. Let's bridge the gap between our inner worlds. Anger is a powerful emotion, often seen negatively, yet it signals that something is wrong. Imagine a dance, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in tension. Anger in relationships is a call for understanding. Approach anger with curiosity, not judgment. Express anger constructively, without aggression or blame. Listen with empathy and seek solutions together. Forgiveness is relevant in relationships. It's not about condoning hurtful behavior. It's about releasing resentment and moving forward. Imagine setting down a heavy weight. Forgiveness is a gift to ourselves, a release from past hurts. It's a process that takes time and compassion. Let's extend grace to ourselves and others. Section 5. When walls speak louder than words. Silence, the absence of sound. It can be peaceful, contemplative, even comforting. But in the context of a relationship, silence can also be deafening. It can signal a breakdown in communication, a withdrawal from connection, a wall built brick by brick with unspoken resentment. Imagine two people sitting across from each other at a dinner table. No words are spoken. The silence hangs heavy in the air, filled with unspoken tension, hurt, and resentment. When silence becomes a pattern in a relationship, it's essential to pay attention. What is this silence trying to tell us? Is it a sign of exhaustion, a need for space, or a fear of confrontation? Breaking down the walls of silence requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to engage in difficult conversations. It's about reaching out to our partner, expressing our own needs and feelings, and inviting them to do the same. It's about creating a safe space for honest dialogue, where both partners feel heard, validated, and understood. Remember, relationships thrive on communication. When silence reigns supreme, it chokes the very lifeblood of connection. Section 1. The Crucible of Growth. Relationships are rarely static. They are dynamic, ever-evolving landscapes shaped by the individuals within them. And just as we, as individuals, are constantly growing and changing, so too do our relationships provide fertile ground for profound personal transformation. Think of a crucible, a vessel that withstands intense heat to transform its contents into something stronger, more refined. Relationships, in their own way, act as crucibles for our personal growth. They challenge our assumptions, push us beyond our comfort zones, and force us to confront aspects of ourselves we might otherwise avoid. The challenges we face within our relationships, though often painful, can be catalysts for incredible growth. A partner's criticism, though difficult to hear, may illuminate a blind spot we hadn't recognized. A conflict with a loved one, though initially frustrating, may force us to examine our own communication patterns and develop greater empathy. These are not easy lessons. Growth rarely is. But it's through these experiences, these crucible moments, that we shed old patterns, embrace new perspectives, and emerge stronger, more resilient versions of ourselves. Section 2. Mirroring and magnification. One of the most fascinating aspects of close relationships is their ability to act as mirrors, reflecting back to us aspects of ourselves we may not readily see. Our partners, friends, and family members often see us in ways we don't see ourselves, both the admirable and the less flattering qualities. Imagine gazing into a mirror. What do you see? Your reflection shows you not only your physical appearance, but also reflects your energy, your emotions, and even the subtle ways you hold yourself. Relationships offer a similar type of reflection. This mirroring effect can be both illuminating and confronting. A loved one's praise can boost our self-esteem and highlight our strengths. Conversely, their criticism, even when delivered with love, can sting, forcing us to confront aspects of ourselves we'd rather ignore. It's important to remember that this mirroring effect isn't about judgment. It's about feedback. It's an opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, to see ourselves more clearly through the eyes of another. And within that reflection lies the potential for incredible growth and self-awareness. Section 3. The dance of differentiation. As we navigate the complex terrain of relationships, we inevitably encounter the delicate dance of differentiation. This dance involves finding a balance between maintaining our sense of individuality while nurturing the connection we share with another person. It's about honoring both our own needs and the needs of the relationship. Think of a pair of dancers moving together on the dance floor. They flow as one, yet each retains their individual style, their unique expression. Relationships require a similar kind of balance. Early on in relationships, it's natural to experience a sense of merging, a blending of identities as we explore the excitement of connection. But as the relationship matures, so too does the need for differentiation emerge. We begin to recognize the importance of maintaining our own interests, friendships, and passions. This process of differentiation can be challenging. It requires open communication, a willingness to compromise, and a deep respect for each other's individuality. But it's through this dance, this constant negotiation of boundaries and desires, that we create a relationship that honors both the we and the me. Section 4. Embracing the imperfect dance. Relationships, by their very nature, are imperfect. They are messy, unpredictable, and often defy our attempts to control or define them. We bring to our relationships our own baggage, our past hurts, and our ingrained patterns of behavior. And within this messy, imperfect space, magic happens. Imagine a couple learning to tango. Their steps are awkward, they stumble, they laugh at their missteps. But through their shared clumsiness, they find connection, joy, and a willingness to embrace the imperfect beauty of the dance. Too often, we approach relationships with a checklist of expectations. We seek the perfect partner, the flawless connection, the fairy tale romance. But real-life relationships rarely conform to these idealized notions. They are filled with disagreements, disappointments, and moments of profound imperfection. It's in these imperfect moments, however, that true intimacy often resides. It's in our willingness to be vulnerable, to show up authentically, flaws and all, that we create space for genuine connection. It's in embracing the messy, unpredictable nature of relationships that we discover their true beauty. Section 5. The gift of letting go. One of the most challenging yet liberating lessons that relationships teach us is the art of letting go. Letting go of our need to control, to change the other person, to mold them into our ideal image. It's about accepting our partners, our friends, our family members for who they truly are, imperfections and all. Imagine holding a bird in your hands. You can appreciate its beauty, its delicate feathers, the way it flits and sings. But if you clutch it too tightly, you risk crushing its spirit. Relationships require a similar lightness of touch. Letting go doesn't mean we abandon our needs or desires within a relationship. It simply means we surrender the illusion of control. We accept that we cannot force another person to change, to behave in a certain way, or to fulfill all our needs. This process of letting go can be incredibly freeing. It allows us to step out of the role of fixer, savior, or rescuer and simply show up as our authentic selves. It allows us to experience the joy of true connection, free from the weight of unrealistic expectations. The long embrace, long-term relationships, shared history, deep understanding, and love that deepens with time. Cozy evenings by the fireplace, hands intertwined. Sustaining these bonds requires nurturing the connection, weathering storms, embracing life's ebb and flow, celebrating their 50th anniversary. They faced challenges and navigated disagreements, holding on to commitment, choosing each other again, adapting to changing seasons, finding joy in their journey, weathering life's storms, witnessing each other's evolution. Shifting sands, steady ground. Life is a constant dance of change. We evolve, our circumstances shift, and the world transforms. Relationships must adapt to thrive. Rigid expectations create cracks, leaving relationships vulnerable. Imagine a house on the shore. Without a strong foundation, shifting sands erode its base. Relationships need flexibility, adapt to growth, and embrace life's turns. Like tree roots, relationships need deep grounding in respect and trust. Section 3. The Art of Conscious Love. Love is more than a feeling, it's a conscious choice. It requires daily effort and intentionality. Like a gardener tending to plants, we must nurture our relationships. Practicing empathy and being present are key. Express appreciation and work through challenges together. Conscious love creates lasting connections. Section 4. Nurturing the garden within. Just as we tend to the gardens we cultivate outdoors, so too must we nurture the gardens within ourselves. Our own emotional well-being, our sense of self-worth, and our capacity for joy all play a vital role in the health and vitality of our relationships. Imagine two trees planted side by side. If one tree's roots are weak or diseased, it will struggle to thrive, even with the support of its neighbor. Similarly, if we neglect our own emotional needs, we risk bringing that emptiness into our relationships. We may become overly dependent on our partner for validation, seeking to fill a void they were never meant to fill, or we may withdraw emotionally, unable to offer the love and support our partner deserves. Taking time for self-care, nurturing our passions, and cultivating a strong sense of self-worth are not selfish acts. They are essential practices that allow us to show up more fully in our relationships. When we feel grounded and whole within ourselves, we are better equipped to offer love, support, and understanding to those we care about most. Section 5. The Ripple Effect. Relationships are not isolated entities. They exist within a web of interconnectedness, influencing and being influenced by the world around us. The quality of our relationships has a ripple effect, impacting not only our own well-being but also the lives of those around us. Think of a stone dropped into a still pond. The ripples extend outward, touching everything in their path. When we invest in our relationships, when we prioritize love, kindness, and compassion, The effects are felt far beyond the boundaries of our immediate connections. Our children learn from our example, witnessing the power of empathy and forgiveness. Our friends and family members feel supported and loved, creating a ripple effect of positivity that extends outward. The world needs more love. It needs more kindness, more compassion, more understanding. And it begins with us. It begins with nurturing our relationships, with showing up authentically, and with choosing love, even when it's hard. For in the tapestry of human connection, even the smallest acts of love have the power to create ripples that touch the lives of countless others. As we reach the end of our exploration into human relationships, one enduring thread weaves through: the power of connection. It binds us, shapes our experiences, and defines our humanity. From attraction to committed partnership, laughter with friends, and family understanding, connection nourishes our souls. We've journeyed through highs and lows, explored challenges and triumphs, and witnessed transformation. Communication, forgiveness, and nurturing connections. The enduring thread of connection remains constant. It's in our DNA, woven into our being. Relationships bring joy, belonging, and growth. The journey of connection is ongoing, with challenges and rewards. Love, a word so often uttered, yet so difficult to define. It's a force that inspires poets, drives artists, and fuels countless songs and stories. But beyond the romantic notions and idealized images, love in its truest form is a verb. It's an action, a choice we make each day to show up for another person, to extend kindness and compassion, to nurture the connection we share. We've seen throughout our exploration that love takes on many forms. It's the passionate embrace of new love, the comforting familiarity of a long-term partnership, the fierce loyalty of friendship, and the unwavering bond of family. It's the quiet moments of shared understanding, the laughter that erupts unexpectedly, and the tears shed in times of sorrow. Love is not a static destination, but rather a journey of unfolding. It's a tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, laughter and tears, passion and commitment. It's a dance that requires both partners to move together, to adapt to the changing rhythms of life, and to embrace the ebb and flow of connection. As we navigate the complexities of our relationships, let us remember that love is not a finite resource. It's an abundant wellspring that flows more freely the more we give it away. In a world filled with distractions, demands, and the constant allure of technology, the ability to be fully present has become a precious commodity. Yet, it's in those moments of true presence, when we silence the noise of the world and offer our undivided attention to another person, that genuine connection flourishes. We've learned that presence is more than just physical proximity. It's a state of being, a conscious choice to set aside our own agendas, our phones, our to-do lists, and truly listen to what the other person has to say. It's about meeting them in that moment with an open heart and a willingness to see the world through their eyes. This kind of presence requires courage. It requires us to be vulnerable, to let down our guard, and to risk truly being seen. But the rewards are immeasurable. In those moments of shared presence, we create a sacred space for intimacy, vulnerability, and authentic connection to blossom. As we move forward in our relationships, let us make a conscious effort to cultivate presence. Let us put down our phones, silence our inner chatter, and truly listen to the hearts of those we love. For it's in those moments of genuine connection that we discover the true meaning of intimacy. Section 4. Embracing the full spectrum. Relationships, like life itself, encompass a full spectrum of emotions. There will be times of joy, laughter, and deep contentment. There will also be times of sadness, anger, and frustration. To deny any part of this spectrum is to deny the fullness of the human experience. We've seen throughout our exploration that challenges are an inevitable part of any meaningful relationship. Disagreements will arise, misunderstandings will occur, expectations will clash, but it's how we choose to navigate these challenges that determines the strength and resilience of our connections. It's easy to love someone when things are good, when the sun is shining, and life is a breeze. It's in the midst of the storm, when the waves are crashing and the wind is howling, that love is truly tested. It's in those moments that we discover the depth of our commitment, the strength of our bond, and the transformative power of forgiveness. As we move forward in our relationships, let us embrace the full spectrum of emotions, knowing that even in the midst of challenges, love has the power to heal, to transform, and to emerge stronger than ever before. Section 5. Beyond the surface. In a world that often values superficiality, instant gratification, and the pursuit of perfection, it's easy to get caught up in the surface level of relationships. We may find ourselves seeking partners who meet a certain set of criteria, friends who validate our every opinion, or family members who conform to our idealized image of how things should be. But true connection runs deeper than surface appearances or shared interests. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect reality of who we are and allowing others to do the same. It's about seeing beyond the facades we present to the world and recognizing the shared humanity that binds us together. We've learned that true intimacy requires vulnerability. It requires us to let go of our need to be right, to control, or to present a perfect image to the world. It's about allowing ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, and offering that same grace to those we love. As we move forward in our relationships, let us challenge ourselves to look beyond the surface. Let us seek to understand the hearts of those around us, to appreciate their unique perspectives, and to celebrate the beautiful messiness of being human. For it's in our imperfections that we often discover our greatest strengths and our deepest connections. Section 6. A lifelong journey of discovery. The journey of relationships is not a destination, but rather a lifelong exploration. It's a process of continual growth, discovery, and evolution. Just as we, as individuals, are constantly changing and evolving, so too do our relationships require ongoing nurturing, adaptation, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. We've seen throughout our exploration that relationships are rarely static. They ebb and flow, expand and contract, and require us to adapt to the ever-changing rhythms of life. There will be seasons of intense connection, periods of growth and expansion, and times when we need to create space for individual exploration. This ongoing journey of discovery requires us to remain curious, to stay open to new possibilities, and to approach our relationships with a spirit of adventure. It's about letting go of the need to have all the answers, to control the outcome, or to predict the future. It's about embracing the unknown with courage, curiosity, and a deep trust in the power of connection to guide us. As we move forward, let us approach our relationships with a spirit of lifelong learning. Let us remain curious about our partners, our friends, our family members, and ourselves. For it's in the continual process of discovery that we uncover the true treasures that relationships hold. Section 7. A call to connection. As we conclude our exploration into the intricate world of human relationships, let us remember that connection is not a luxury, but a necessity. It's essential for our well-being, our sense of belonging, and our ability to thrive in the world. In a time when technology often separates us more than it connects us, let us make a conscious effort to cultivate meaningful relationships in our lives. Reach out to a loved one. Schedule that coffee date with a friend. Plan a family gathering. Engage in acts of kindness toward strangers. These small acts of connection, multiplied countless times over, have the power to create a ripple effect of love, compassion, and understanding that can transform our world. The journey of connection begins with a single step. Take that step today. Reach out, connect, and embrace the beautiful messiness of being human together.